A very good morning, sir. Welcome to Savitri Telecom Services. Today, we would like to ask you a few questions about us. So, could you please start by giving a brief introduction about yourself and why you chose Savitri Telecom Services?
Okay, thank you very much. Firstly, for welcoming into your studio, or what do you call it, showroom. To start a brief about myself, how I came to know about Savitri Telecom Services. Actually, I work as an engineer, then later got promoted as a manager, and then later as a general manager for telecom, transmission, power. And for transmission, I used to look after fiber and radio network both for whole Bhutan support services, planning and execution of all the project. So in 2013 onwards, there was a kind of test and measuring equipment and fiber accessories standard. And we found that Savitri Telecom Services were also providing that basic devices. And they supplied to Telecom. And after that, I knew, and we have used in Bhutan Telecom. So later on my visit in New Delhi, during one of my Ericsson mobile convent or visit, they have told me that Savitri is nearby Chanakapuri, and I landed visiting Savitri Telecom. That time I didn't get much time to go around. Then later on, after visiting Savitri, we have purchased a lot of equipment, from passive devices to active, including tools, testing and measuring equipment, which were much more better than any of the suppliers. And in fact, it was equivalent to the results shown by manufacturers like Japan Fujikura or Sumitomo and JDS. So we had a frame contract during my tenure in Bhutan Telecom that without tendering, Savitri Telecom used to supply some, especially the optical test and measuring equipment. And that's how we landed. And we knew that Savitri is one of the best in the region that could do a favor of supplying without tender to Bhutan Telecom and power and DITT. So after that, there was a tender for fiber monitoring system, which Savitri has deployed, implemented, tested and commissioned in Bhutan, which is actively working very well. After that only we have given a go through to even most of the ISPs, telcos and ICT to use your product, which are manufactured and developed and even guaranteed after supplying. Sales support were also one of the issues we used to face with the Japan supplier. So after getting supplied from this Savitri Telecom, we had good services, after sales services. Even I think in few years before COVID, I think some of your team visited Bhutan border, which is very cheap, to go and come and repair for us for free. And they also implemented some of the training for us. So then onwards, I was rigidly confirmed that Savitri is one of the best, and now is known well in Bhutan, especially by technical groups. Thank you.
So, you said you're from Bhutan. Do you think Savitri Telecom Services has helped strengthen the network infrastructure of Bhutan?
Yes. That time I was representing some of the ISPs and Bhutan Telecom in particular, and I was attached with the project team, whereby we implemented, I think, around 24 OTUs, no? That is optical test unit of a small one and 5,000 and I think 8,000 also. And we have implemented, and that fiber monitoring system is monitoring around 2,500 kilometers of fiber, and ADSS owned by Bhutan Power Corporation, Bhutan Telecom, and Department of Telecom and Space, which is now renamed as GovTech, or the Government Technology Agency. So it's still running, and I think there's no warranty has expired, but still they are running well in the government network. Ownership is owned by GovTech, but users are Bhutan Telecom, Trucom, Nano, Touchcell, TITT, and BPC. Equipment is installed in BPC. They are given the O&M by GovTech, so they are maintaining and is in their network operation center. Is very well commissioned, and they haven't had any issues so far.
How has your experience been with Savitri's support team? And have they been able to resolve all your problems as and when they have popped up?
Yeah, Savitri being our neighbor, good neighbor, staying in India, it was very easy because we have access through rail or by road or by plane. So since we don't have a passport or visa system requirement, the support system is very fast. And so far, we had few splicing missions and OTT problem. All those equipment that were supplied Savitris are given free support till date. And for that, I should thank your management team and the technical team from Savitri. Thank you very much.
Do you think the products that you bought from Savitri Telecom services and the services you've taken are all value for money?
Yeah, I think that is the key takeaway from Savitri. Nobody intends to pay more. So, Bhutan as one of the developing country, though they have rated as one of the developed country, we still are banking on your support services.
If you had to describe Savitri Telecom services in a word, what would that word be?
Savitri is not after the money. They are more on the personal relationship, and they are bringing the humanity values up, and their innovations are branded based on the human values, not on the cash value. So they don't talk on the pricing. They want to have them on the same boat as the same family member. And working with Savitri has become not as a customer but as a team. So we really value working with Savitri. Even in future, even if I have to work away from home also, I think that Savitri is one of the family who is helping, guiding and supporting. And the support system that Savitri has extended is valued by almost from lowest to highest one. So thanks for such kind support, and you are valuing human relationship more than pricing, which other company doesn't care of. So thank you so much.
You have visited many companies across China, Japan, and the USA. Now that you visited Savitri Telecom services here in India, could you please describe your experience visiting India and about our premises?
So visiting in Europe or Japan is some kind of like favoring for monetary benefit, especially if somebody is going for to the countries, they always go for monetary and friendship. And even if you visit their stall, it's the first time and last time the relationship which they long to be. After that they forget. But with Savitri, once we are here, it's there and it's throughout. So they don't hinge only till the aging of business. Even after business, the continuity of cooperation and relationship lasts as a family member only. So that is the one of the key thing that everybody will bulk into future partnership with Savitri. telecom services. So that is one of the good takeaway that most of our engineers, technicians, they still value Savitri as their guider, or even the job advisor. Because whatever they learn, they are able to implement in their back home after their good working relationship and good support from Savitri Telecom.
Now that you've talked so much about the relationship that you and we share, we at Savitri Telecom Services hope that this relationship continues forever and Bhutan and India can grow together.
Thank you.
Thank you.